about Drexel and buying shit. So yeah, I have not been uploading. My plan was like to upload twice a day and not stop. And typical YouTube creator moment. You don't upload when you say you do. So what happened was I got addicted. Yeah, so I have a new addiction. So we call this addiction Stellaris. Yeah. So I've been addicted to Stellaris, you see. And like that's why you can tell like I'm clearly not a beginner right now. Clearly I'm not at the beginning of the game. Obviously. Yeah. All that green, well, the dark green, well, yeah, dark green, that's me. So I'm basically gonna give you the fastest rundown I possibly can of what the fuck happened. Alright, so I started, and these little fuckers right here, the Lyrites, were my neighbors. And I'm gonna short form this. They used to be united. They weren't separated. Also, they were larger. I conquered much of their nation. In fact, their nation was like out of here. Like they were literally taking up all this space, and I was just this little fucker here. I used to own this as well, and all up to here, but it got taken from me. And short form, I was conquering people, and there is a lot of factions in this game that are peacekeepers, and they don't like me because, well, I don't like peace. So yeah, they kind of happen to be the two most powerful fuckers in this world. And when I mean that, I mean like there's literally nothing I can do to touch them at the moment. They are just not only across the map, but they've subjugated the entire map. And what that means is if I attack any of the nations around me, these fuckers are going to send their reinforcements and destroy me. But not only all of this, I lost so badly to a point where just to keep my lands and rebuild, I had to become their subject. So I'm currently still their subject. So that's why you could see under this fucker right here, he's a different color. That's because I'm their subject right now. And because I'm their subject, all of my subjects were transferred to them. So now literally the entire map is against me if I turn on them. There's not much I can do. And my biggest enemy, these guys, were the only ones that weren't teamed with them. The only ones. So I couldn't team up with them, so when I got subjugated, I turned on them. And we kind of fucked them up. And all of the lands that they took over became the Lyrite Order. But I've had intel recently come in that the Lyrite Order is scheming to team up with the Lyrite Empire and to turn on me. Why? Because I enslaved their people? Okay, maybe a little bit, but like, so what? What you gonna do about it? Anyways, so yeah, and then these guys right here, these are like the only special ones. So these guys are considered a fallen empire. I don't really know what that means, but I heard that fallen empires can wake up. And what I do know is that these guys are the strongest people on the map. And they just happen to be passive and they don't do anything. Because look, there's one in my territory. This singular fleet that they have is 195,000 combat power. So to put this in perspective, I can have about 673 ships. I have 539 right now. And I'd probably estimate that my combat power is probably no higher than 30 to 40,000. So, you know, they literally dwarf me to the extent where, like, one fleet of theirs could split in half, and that half would dominate my entire nation. It's rough. So I don't want to talk about it. We're not going to turn on them, and they don't really like me that much for some reason. But they never attack. They just watch you. Oh yeah, and we were like super technologically, well, underdeveloped, you know, like we didn't really advance fast. And now that we got subjugated, we formed like commercial packs and shit and research packs. So we are researching a lot faster than we were before. So now that's why I've started to catch up on everyone. It is what it is. Let's see what else is there. Oh yeah, I should show what it might look like. So here we are. So here, this is my species. We are decent, decently made. We have a tropical preference. As you can tell, you can colonize planets, and naturally that means that you have a habitability preference. And my traits for my race, we're very physically strong. It's almost defies nature how strong we are. We're very resilient, but we are slow breeders, which means that obviously our society gains people slower. And we're quarrelsome, which means we have less unity, but we're natural physicists, meaning we're naturally good at theoretical physics and astral phenomena perception and understanding and science, anything that involves it, really. And I can genetically modify my race and other races, but at the moment the only thing that I can remove is our quarrelsome trait, which really does not pose a barrier to me, so I'm waiting until I am capable of removing the slow breeder trait. And once I do that, I am hoping for, of course, a much faster population growth, because that is the one thing I am missing. For a long time, I was actually in poverty and barely surviving through the use of trade. And it became very, very close to going bankrupt. Like, literally, I was getting onto the point where I was going to have to start calling for favors from other nations. But you know, we made it. We made it out of poverty, and now we're actually expanding at such a rate that we're about to become too rich, that we can't actually efficiently use all our resources. But you know, it is what it is. Another big detail that we are doing right now at this very moment is we are unlocking combat simulations, which are sapient, which means they're like sentient beings, sentient AI combat simulations. So essentially I'm building the criteria to create robot armies and create a race of robot people that are sentient, which means like they're they're like us. They can experience, or at least output, that they are experiencing emotions and feelings, and you know, I don't know how that really goes, but it doesn't matter to me. I have a low population, so I need to use robots. It's not really a choice. I plan to keep them enslaved, and I don't really plan to raise robot armies because I don't need those. I have a race of people who are very strong. Like, my people are incredibly strong, but not just that. These guys, or I should say, these guys, yeah, so these guys are, they were a non-sapient species, like they're semi-sapient, I think. So like they can't talk or form a society, but they just kind of existed on the world, and there was very little of them because I was eradicating them, not gonna lie. And I gained the technology to uplift them to sapience, which means that I made them intelligent and brought them to the state of being where they can form societies and do diplomacy. And because I did that, they naturally have a preference towards me. But not just that, they live on my planets, so they became my subjects. Not just that, but I put them through genetic modification to make them rapid breeders, which means I'm just trying to make them I mean, it's obvious. I can't find the word for some reason. Like repopulate, you know. Because I was eradicating them, so the least I can do is help them repopulate. Yeah. And because I done that, they're starting to fully go up. And the thing is, though, is I have a xenophobe trait within my democracy, or not my, sorry, fuck democracy, within my oligarchy. And these guys were already on my islands, but these guys are ugly as fuck. So warning here, if you don't like spoilers, and I do mean spiders, you know what I mean? Maybe just skip like 30 seconds. So you can see these big ass bug niggas. I hope you skipped, because these guys are real fucking ugly. And I mean it. Alright, so I hope you skipped that shit, because really they're ugly as shit, but if you didn't, that's alright. Because you're gonna have to see them eventually. I can't always tell you the warning. So this is my warning now. If you don't want to see them at all, click off the video. Type shit. Type shit. Fuck you. I'm not genetically modifying them. I think they're alright. They just existing for real. They're already genetically modified anyway. They're talented, I guess. So that's cool. Basically, because I have the xenophobe trait, every single being that doesn't look like me, which really it is racism for real. Just because their species doesn't look similar to mine, which is like those birds, I can't give them full citizenship. I can only give them residence. But I do give them good living conditions, even if they don't have full citizenship. However, these Lyrites, they were my sworn enemies for a long time, and they were always a thorn in my side. And I happen to be enslaving them. But if you look at their stats for the Lyrites, they actually have the decadent stat, which means that unless they have slaves, their people do not have a happiness boost, meaning they have less happiness unless they have slaves. I used to have this trait, but I got rid of it because I realized that we don't need slaves. You know what I mean? Like, you don't need slaves. You can have slaves, but you don't need them. Like, saying slavery is a necessity is kind of ridiculous. And that's kind of why I got rid of it, because that's what my people were doing. I have nothing wrong with having slaves, but saying you need slaves is kind of weird. Because you can definitely exist without them. But these guys, they say that they need slaves. And also, another reason why I did that is because I can tell that they're genetically modified, and they never got rid of that trait, meaning that they intended to keep slaves, and that they wanted to keep slaves, and that they need and wanted to keep needing slaves. Essentially, they want to enslave everyone, because they had no allies, and if you want to enslave my people, I'll just enslave you. I don't really give a fuck. So that's what I did. I took over half their nation so far, and I've put them all in slavery. At least, not all of them, that's a lie. I put most, well, actually no, I did put all of them in slavery, because that's their citizenship rights, is chattel slavery. But they do have decent living conditions. I don't let them die from, like, starvation and shit. But they're still slaves. Full on, they're slaves. All of them are slaves. Their kids are slaves. Generational to generation slaveness. Like, it's never ending for them. For real. That was a kind of a 180 for a second, because I do have other planets. But the thing is I have some planets that are specifically thrall worlds, which means they're slave worlds. And, I have a few which aren't. I have a few planets which have my own people living on them, and they just happen to have a few slaves on there as well. But I do have full-on slave worlds, so I was kind of mixed up in my head for a second. Of course, you can see I have robots. I make them live in servitude, which means that they have absolutely no rights whatsoever, and that they're just mechanical beings with no sentience. And that's how I kind of intend to keep it. They don't have feelings, they don't have emotions, they don't have conscious thought. They are actually just worker robots. And that's how I intend to keep it, for a while at least. I mean, at least for these guys, I don't intend to ever give them any kind of emotion or anything. I think that's kind of fucked up, because they're just working every day. I don't think I'll ever make I mean, maybe I'll make a robot world eventually. If I find, like, a world that you absolutely can't inhabit with people, or can't terraform, like change to a habitable state, then maybe I will. But that's kind of far in the future, I think. Alrighty. What else should I show real quick? This is the galactic community. Basically, it's every single state that is known is invited, and basically everyone has joined, and everyone takes part, and you have different things that bring you different amounts of political weight, and you can vote on shit. And that's how it works. I think it's basically like a spatial, what would you call it? I don't know. Fuck you mean, man. So, let's see, what else here? These are my traditions. We are supremacists, expansionists, and harmonists, which means, like, we like to live in peace on our own planets that we've conquered. We are a little bit adaptable, and we like to discover things. Our most special perks is Imperial Prerogative. We have united vision within our planets, and a shared destiny with all of our people, which means every single nation is more closely connected to ours than before. Like, we've made more of a presence, we've made more of a friendship stance. Like, they don't want to destroy us now. They just want to find a peaceful situation, and I think that I'm a threat to them. That's usually the kind of impression I'm getting. But they can destroy me, so I'm like trying to play it safe. And then the main other thing I'll tell is we have a distinguished admiralty, which means that our fleets, our spatial fleets, are our most important thing within our society. Meaning that admirals and generals are especially trained and specifically like scouted for, you know, like that's what we look for out of all of the promising recruits. We look specifically for admirals and generals because that's what's most important to us, because we are a fanatic xenophobe, which means that we very much dislike people that aren't the same race as us. So we are very very racist as fuck, and we want to conquer everyone. And we're also militarists, which means that we can use no retreat war doctrine, which is very useful for me. And then we are a meritocracy. I'm probably not saying that right, but anyway, it just means that we value talent and ability above everything else, even above social standing and stuff like that. Which basically means that we produce the most skilled individuals that we can, especially into our army. So yeah, we used to be an imperialism, like a xenophobe imperialism. But as I expanded, I realized that there was no more room to expand. And so I changed to a military junta, which is, I don't know what it really means particularly, but I protect my people firstly, and then I expand secondly. But right now, firstly, my goal is to take back this part of the map. I really do kind of want it back. And to push on these guys, because these guys are weak, but they've always been protected by the bigger guys, but their power compared to mine is actually considered pathetic. Like, it's literally called pathetic. It's pathetic. They have no power. And they are hegemonic imperialists, which means that they are expansionists. They want to expand. They want war. So I want them to stop being protected. They are a subject. They are a subject to the same people I'm a subject to. But if they ever fall out with these people, then I'll be able to demolish them. And that's what I want to do, because they are the biggest thorn in my side. They even took one of my subjects from me before the other ones were taken. They took... These 3 planets were a subject that rebelled against them, to be fair, but became my subject, and I gave them my protection. And I actually connected them to my empire at one point, but these fuckers took them. They stole them away from me with the protection of these guys. Bullied me, really. It was not fun. So that's basically the catch-up. That was 25 minutes of catch-up, because you gotta realize, I've spent, like, in the last week, it's gonna sound disgusting. Oh, it's just in the last week, I've probably spent around like 50 days. Actually, you know what? I won't even lie to you. I'll actually look at the stat right now and tell you. I don't even need to guess, because I'm on Xbox. I'm streaming this right now, so if you're watching the video, I won't be able to show you. Maybe I'll take a picture and put it on the screen or something, just to prove it. But I'm gonna check the hours right now. I have 1 day and 22 hours. 1 day and 22 hours. That's like, well, that's 24 plus 22. Like, I'm not really good at math, but like 40 plus 6, so it's 46. Wow. In the last week, I've played 46 hours of this game. Oh my god. Not even a week, though. What day is it? It's Thursday, so it's not even been a week because it was last Friday that I started playing the game. Wow. About a week ago, actually. Exactly a week ago. Exactly 7 days ago, at least. Alright. Yeah, so in the last week, 46 hours. So yeah, that's why I didn't upload any videos. Because I was like... Because on Friday I didn't play much. And then... Saturday I had a driving thing, like a driving class. So when I got home I played a bit, but I got tired and went to bed. Sunday I started to play the game more, and I stayed up all night playing the game, and then I stayed up all day playing the game. To fix my sleep schedule. And then I woke up the next day and I played the game all day. And basically I kept doing that until yesterday, when I woke up with a sore back. So I played the game less yesterday. But I still played for quite a while. And now today we're back to play the game because my back doesn't hurt as much as it did yesterday, so I'm back full time, baby. Yeah, this is hard. But anyway, I decided to record this shit, stream this shit, play this shit, get it on YouTube, because it's like, why not? So I'm gonna call this like episode 0. You know what I mean? Just to catch you up to what is going on in the game here. So, I don't mind making that maybe a little bit longer. So I'm gonna say like, tell you a little bit more what's going on. So let's see here. So of course there is humans in the game. As you can see, there's a human tribunal. They are not the only humans. There are more humans than that. I'll show you. These people are in fact humans. The ones that subjugated me are humans. These people as well, I believe. Actually, no, I believe these guys are not humans. Yeah, definitely not human. Shit looks like it's out of fucking Oblivion. Shit straight came off of the fucking... Came straight out of Morrowind, bro. That's what I meant, Morrowind. I was thinking of Skyrim. Skyrim, because you can go to the land of Morrowind. Of course, more here. If you're wondering why you'll see names separated, sometimes lands are conquered and pieces settled, so you'll keep land, but it'll be isolated, and they can close their borders to you as well. And then there's also wormholes, which means those motherfuckers are teleporting across the map. I can do that now. I have the science to do that. And I also, additionally, have a gate in my capital, which is not that. My capital is... No, that is my capital. Let's see where it is. There it is. this thing. It was always here. Only recently I was able to use it. And just my fucking luck, I build it, and when you build it, it actually becomes usable for other people as well. Little did I know, it was going to lead me straight to the heart of the second strongest nation in the game. Oh, and they happen to be in a defensive pact with the people who subjugated me. So if I ever attack them or rebel, yeah, I'm fucked. So yeah, so this playthrough is going to basically be like, let's see how long it is until I get destroyed. But that's going to be fun. It's going to be aight. We'll do what we can do as long as we can do it. And, I don't know. Might go good, might go bad. That's all I can say. So that's going to be that. I'm going to end the stream, start a new one in a few minutes. When I come back, we're going to continue. And we're going to go from there.